Hi, Sharks. My name is Nikki Young. I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens. I'm currently seeking $100,000 in exchange for 20% of my company. Sharks,
I think that's
when I was on
reasonable.
scholarship for basketball, I was feeling untouchable. But I was lacking one thing.
Half a
My jump
million.
shot was flat. And let me tell you, being a freshman with a weak jump shot was embarrassing. So I did what we all do. Search for a solution to give me that competitive edge. But I realized there was nothing on the market. And I could not keep letting this happen. Terrible. That's when I decided to create a simple yet effective
Mike
tool
Rubin
to
is
give
gonna
me
get
that
him one.
competitive edge with K3 Shooting Band. K3 Shooting Band is the one and only resistant shooting band for your shooting fingers while shooting a basketball. It goes on your pointer and your middle finger, and it adjusts on your wrist. It helps the player shoot with proper rotation, increasing their chances of making the ball go in the hoop. K3 is a game changer, literally, no pun intended. I've worked very hard to get here, and I never gave up. But I need your help to take K3 to new heights. Now, Sharks, which one of you is ready to come shoot your shot and get with the winning team, the K3 team?
Okay.
Welcome back. We are here to another Shark Tank breakdown episode. I'm your host, Dave. I'm a senior intellectual property dealing with everything from trademarks, patents, copyrights. Now, this is a pretty interesting one. Now, it'll be, we go get more off into the sales and whatnot. I love her story. This just goes to show you how anybody can be an inventor. Anybody can build a business. Anybody can go through a product. She was, and again, a lot of times what you see is in her case, they're solving for a problem. So think about it. If her jump shot was flat, a lot of other people jump shots are flat. So she's like, okay, I'm trying to solve for a problem that it seems like she didn't or able to resolve by a product on the market. So she's going to go into do things herself and create a product herself, and not only just create it for herself, but bring it to the market and kind of endure everything that she had to endure for that. Man, I just love those type stories, and it lets you know that anybody can participate and be an entrepreneur and create a product and get the product out to the world, which is a great thing. So this is cool. I know, Mike Rubin and Mark Cuban, they have kind of that basketball background, so I can see them definitely playing a role. And then another thing I like about her is it was a reasonable offer. It seems like a lot of times we've been getting this, every company is worth $1 million, $2 million. And she said, hey, 20%, $100,000 is a modest 500,000 valuation. It'll be interesting to hear the sales, which I'm sure they're going to get off to here in a little bit. But another thing that I like about her product, for all the hoopers, let me know what you think about this. I like the fact that you can carry it around with you. Again, a lot of times you're going to the gym, going to a friend's house to play basketball, and you can't take these kind of big, bulky equipment, because it seems like this performance enhancing stuff, especially for athletes, is a big thing. So you can't take those things around with you everywhere. And it seems like with this thing, you can even play in a game with it, as opposed to, okay, you're practicing. It's one thing to be able to practice with not a judge machine, that's football, but with a machine that as you shoot, it kind of shoots the basketball back at you, so you can continue to practice that way. But being able to have something that you can, obviously you probably can't play in the game with it, or maybe you can play in the game, who knows? Hopefully she can expound on that. But being able to play pickup league, play in practice, or practice with one of these kind of machines that shoot the ball at you, you can kind of practice that with the actual device, with the band on your hand, which I think is pretty clever. And so I actually like her product, the fact that you can put it in your pocket, or it's travel size for the most part, so you can kind of travel with your AAU games, AYBT, whatever they call. I don't think they call it AYBT anymore these days. AAU, you can kind of work on your jump shot, work on the rotation, work on the arc with this product, and you can carry it everywhere, which most products on the market for basketball you can't carry everywhere. So I'm liking where she's going with it so far. Again, it'd be interesting to hear the sales, but if I had to guess, I would think that she would get a deal. And the other thing that I did mention earlier, the three things that I look for, how simple is it? Seems like this is very simple. Just strap it on your arms, strap it on your fingers, and it's good to go. How effective is it? Now, that's something that we don't know at this point in time. Typically with the reviews and by the sales, you can know how effective is it. And the last thing, what's the market size? Now, I think it's a lot of like performance activities, performance products for, say, basketball and other sports for that matter. But this one I think is interesting, man, and I like it. And again, it doesn't have to be $1 million, $5 million product. If you can kind of sell these things and make $500,000-$600,000 a year for the life of a patent, we'll see if Lori asks her if she has a patent. But to the extent she has a patent on this thing, if you can sell $500,000-$600,000 of or make $600,000 a year with this product, to me, that's a win as a small, mid-sized business. It doesn't have to always be this thing that's making millions of dollars. So I guess that's another thing. Simple, effectiveness, and the market. And to the extent that it has all three of those, you stand to make a lot of money. But to the extent that it's a niche product or whatever, you can still make some good money doing it. So let's get back to what she's saying in her story. And I know the Sharks are going to grill her on this one. So let's go.
Show me how to put this
Oh
on.
yeah, Mark, you definitely come shoot.
Shots up.
So I always say over, never under. So it's gonna go on your pointer and your middle finger. We release the basketball with those two. I'm sure you know that already.
Yeah.
Just adjust it to your
Man, I'm
liking.
not sure
So it's
Mark has
comfortable.
shot a
Take a
basketball.
ball. Yep.
Okay.
Get
Promise
some
it's a
shots.
little hoop.
I'm going to the park.
Let's see if it
I'm
feels
shooting.
different.
Whoa.
I'm shooting.
You make it look easy.
There you go.
You do. You make it look so easy, like it miraculously changes it.
So I actually
that sound like I blew something.
I actually played professional basketball in Dominican Republic, and I
Yeah.
tried out for the WNBA in 2016.
Mark looks like a brick machine.
Mark jump shot is
So
broke.
when he takes the band off, he's gonna feel that his two fingers are gonna push against the ball with the rotation that you're supposed to be shooting with.
All right.
I'll take
sit
a
down.
back
Can I
shot.
just ask one
Right,
question?
right,
Is this why
right.
you own a basketball team
Come
instead
on
of...
now.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it's a 6-foot
exactly.
hoop. You're supposed to release the basketball with these two fingers to create rotation. Now, when we shoot with rotation, we want that backspin. The backspin is gonna help the ball land on the hoop and then roll inside. So every shooter wants to shoot with rotation. Promise you.
Tell us about you. Tell us your background and
Yeah.
how did you come to make
Queen.
this?
I'm born and raised Queens, New York, and my mom's a single parent, me and my sister, and my mom had agoraphobia, so I actually took on a big responsibility at a very young age to kind of provide. We were on food stamps, and I knew basketball was my way out. I trained really hard. I received a lot of offers to go to schools, Harvard, schools like that, and I ended up landing in community college because I did pretty bad on my
Right.
SATs. Actually, I have dyslexia with math. I see the numbers backwards, and yeah, so that wasn't fun. And I ended up going to JUCO. I played basketball on scholarship. I led the school to their first NCAA tournament, which was really cool. And
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Good for
And
you.
thank you. I tried out for the WNBA in 2016, and I made the roster, and I actually had a fear of flying. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it keeps getting better, right?
How do you have a fear of flying? You played in
Definitely
the
a survivor.
DR.
Good for
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nikki, what really made you become an entrepreneur?
So I started this company in 2009, and I've applied to Shark Tank for 15 seasons. I might have set a record.
That's being here. That's
Good for
awesome.
you.
Thank you. But it's patented. I got the patent in
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Utility patent?
Yes. So the rubber to the Velcro strap, it's patented,
Yeah,
fully
I can see
patented.
that.
I
Yeah,
received
good
that.
for you.
Thank
Millions
so
of
much.
people apply for patents and only 1% get them.
Nikki, are you selling this today? What's the product retail for? What's it cost you to manufacture? How many have you sold? Where are you selling? Like, tell us what you're doing with the business.
So it cost me 91 cents, packaging included. It retails
Wow.
for $19.99.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
good
Amazing
margins. We
margin.
like,
Great
we
margin.
like
Great
those
margins.
margins.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. So-
95% margins are good.
Absolutely. So I landed in Dick's Sporting Goods, 80 stores, 29 states, and then I
Good for
landed on
you.
Walmart Marketplace.
Have they reordered from you?
So no, they have not reordered. No.
So how many did they order in their first order and how much sales have you done?
So they ordered half my inventory on the first purchase order. I had 5,000 bands in stock. They bought 2,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And
what
how
have
the-
you sold in dollars to date?
Last year I did 43,000 in sales.
And this year to date,
This year I did 10,000.
Okay. All right.
Nikki,
all right,
not
all
to
right.
throw cold water on it, but I'm very concerned there's no reorders from your major retailers. It means it's not selling through.
I think that just marketing has been the toughest hurdle.
So what do you do to market this product? How can you make this product something that basketball players understand, that people, want to use? Like, how do you really get the story out?
Right. So one of the most effective things I did was I sent the bands to NBA trainers. I sent the bands to a trainer that trains Klay Thompson. He posted it. I shipped to 31 countries in 3 days.
When I look at this, I think it's a very hard product to sell at brick and mortar retail.
Yep.
I think it's a much better product to sell direct to consumer, where you're gonna have much better gross margins.
especially
You're
with
gonna-
your margins. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can also
Your
market,
margins are
tell the
amazing.
story. Like, to me, this is all about an influencer program. How do you get people throughout the NBA, the WNBA, trainers, basketball players?
Exactly.
Mark, how'd you feel the product worked?
That's great. I mean, look, there are others like this that are similar, right? Where they align you. The challenge for me in doing this, that the Mavs are involved with other products that we give to kids and stuff like that. So it'd be tough for me to help. So for those reasons, I'm out. But there's a lot of shooting coaches on Instagram. and on TikTok. Those are the influencers you really want to get with
Sure.
as much as anything, because they have 100,000 plus followers. And if you can work with them and get them to use it, maybe pay them commission on the sale, I think there's a great opportunity there.
Right, I do agree.
What you
Yeah, no, and again, man, Mark brings up a good point. I was again talking to Kevin Choi, who he was on Shark Tank for Snackdiv, like the essentially the finger chopsticks that allow you to avoid a mess when you're on the computer and playing the video games when you're kind of snacking. And one of the things that he talked about them doing more of is the micro influencers, where you're giving products for free to influencers to be able to kind of help you market it. And I guess he didn't talk about paying them a commission or whatnot, but just being able to get it out to the people who need to get it out, where you're not spending a ton of money on marketing. Because I do agree with the Sharks that the issue with the product will be how, telling that story. What does this product do? Just seeing, two bands and a strap with two bands on your fingers. Okay, what does that even mean? But to be able to tell the story, how it helps with the rotation or whatnot, is definitely an influencer thing. Is definitely one of those social media plays, on whether it's Twitter or TikTok or IG, where you can actually kind of show it while you're describing a product. And I think that would go a long way. That was interesting. Man, when Dick's Sporting Goods and those big box retailers order that many and then they don't reorder, that kind of lets you know that they're not selling. But I don't think, as the Sharks talked about, that this is a brick and mortar play. I think the Instagram, the direct to consumer with social media and on a website where you can explain this stuff, I think it's going to go a long way for her. And I just think that's the play. So let's see what the others think about it. But I think it may be something here, especially if, to Mark's point, it works. That's the only thing that you want, something that works at the end of the day. But to the extent of telling that story, I actually bring it back on myself. I had Wayne Fromm as a guest on one of my interviews, and he invented the selfie stick, and he told me the exact same thing, that hey, when you just box these things up and put it on a shelf, people don't know what it is, how to use it. But to the extent that he was able to maybe go to these different stores and show people how to use it, the thing sold like hotcakes. So again, let that be a lesson to everybody. I mean, when you have a product that needs a little bit more of like a showcase or kind of showing you how it works, that's a lot of times could be the problem, as opposed to you thinking that, okay, it doesn't work or people not buying it because it's just sitting on a shelf of a store without any explanation. It's a product that's not self-explanatory. And try to, again, social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, just different social media platforms, or with the influencers. I think that's the big play, to be able to kind of put it in their hands so that they can describe it and show it and show how to use it and the benefits and stuff like that. And I think that'll go a long way, particularly as it relates to direct to consumer. So let that be a lesson. And I think, again, she's going to be in a similar boat with the Wayne Fromm, because her margins is great. $20 for something that costs, $2 or less than $1? That's amazing. It's just about telling that story and showing people how to use it, which is, I think, is going to be her issue. I'm interested. She said she's been applying since 2010, 2009, which is a crazy amount of time. I would be interested in knowing how much time is left on the patent for this one. So let's get back to it and see what the Sharks say.
you need is to get the trainers around the NBA. It's not going out and buying ads, because it's such a unique and special product.
I agree.
It's getting the trainers that can speak the language of this product and say, this is why it's going to help you be a better basketball player.
For sure.
And the players, right?
The problem with players, though, is they want to get paid.
Yeah, they definitely want to get
Look,
paid.
the only way this works is direct to consumer. I would have liked to have seen proof that you had figured that out. So good luck to you, but it's not an investment for me. I'm out.
Thank you so much.
What are you going to do if you don't get the money here?
So if I don't get the money, back to the drawing board. I had 3 jobs at one point to even pay for the patent. So regardless,
Nice.
I will find a
Look
way.
at, man,
It's
you
just
gotta
when
you
you're-
gotta stop at that, man. People always look at the thing that I hate as a patent attorney is people want a deal. Hey man, I only have $4,000 or $5,000. Can you do it for that? If you want me to do a good patent, which I'm going to do, or a patent application, and essentially I need to be compensated. And the extent that you're grinding out like that, when you're a business owner and you just want a deal just because you want a deal. For me as a patent attorney, hey, my price is the price. And I don't want to work with people who want a deal just because. To the extent that you're telling me your story, I want to work with you more at that point. And I'm more apt or more likely to give you a deal when you are grinding like that. 3 jobs to get a patent or to be able to pay for a patent. Now that's that type of resilience. That's that type of persistence, that passion that as a patent attorney that I'm looking for. And at least it shows you that it's no excuses. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to be extraordinary, do something unordinary, things that you haven't maybe done before. But if it's important enough to you, you're going to do it. She had 3 jobs just to be able to pay for a patent. And I have a lot of people who are making a ton of money and they want to deal on a patent, or it's like, come on now. You want to make millions of dollars off this thing. You want to make a ton of money, but you don't want to pay a patent attorney for what they're worth, or, to write a good patent for you. And then people cry on the other side because they paid. I understand cost is a thing, but you got to do everything that you can for it to not be a thing. So you see people try to go the cheap way out, and then they say, hey, we had a patent that, we had all these issues with, or it wasn't as buttoned up, or it didn't have a lot of teeth on it, so that we can kind of take infringing products down. And it's like, no wonder why you paid $2,000 for this thing, or $3,000 for the patent attorney to do it. Pretty much you get what you hire. So again, let that be a lesson. She had 3 jobs to pay for this thing, to pay for just the patent, which, and I love to hear as a patent attorney, it kind of shows a lot about your persistence and your willingness to get it done.
Great. We're not built to give up, and I'm not going to, no matter what.
Well, I applaud you
Yeah.
in every way, as we all do. Admire you sitting here. It's just not my kind of thing that I could help you with. So I'm going to sadly
so
go
much.
out.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Robert.
Nikki, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Why do you want to become an entrepreneur?
I became an entrepreneur to take care of my family. But just always providing for my family has just been my #1 goal. And that's what I plan to do.
Nikki, I'm going to give you really honest feedback.
Yes.
I don't love the business. I'm not even sure that I like the business, but I believe in you. And listening to what you've been through, the perseverance you have, it's inspiring to me. I bet you everyone in here
Everybody.
is inspired by it. I think you are a complete winner.
I really
I'm
need
going to
it.
make you an offer. I'd like to give you $100,000, but I'd like it to be for 50%.
Half of the business. Hey, but first of all, it has to be nice to be a billionaire where you can just throw around $100,000 for stuff that you don't believe in. But I think, to another point that Mike Rubin said, people, when they invest in a business, they are investing in you. He just said he does not love the product. Heck, he doesn't even like the product. But hearing her story, that's why people, they ask you, man, what's your story, the things that you've been through, hearing her kind of attitude and her persistence and her passion to not give up, to want to take care of her family, man, that was enough for him to make an offer. Now, it was a crazy offer, 50% for $100,000, which I think was that on $200,000 valuation. But again, that's probably more on par with what she's done based on the sales. But people, a lot of times, they probably invest in the person more so than they invest in a business and a product. This is a great example of it. I wanted to kind of mention that because that happens a lot more than what people think. I've definitely invested in some business that I didn't believe in a business, but I believe in a person.
K3 shooting band, but he wants a much bigger chunk of the company than the 20% she came in offering.
Nikki, I'm offering you $100,000 for 50% of the company, but for the $100,000 that I'm going to invest, I'm going to give a chance to a bunch of basketball players, coaches, and trainers to buy part of those shares, so they have a vested interest and they feel like they're putting their own money up. So for the half that myself and the different influencers buy, we give it the biggest chance of success.
Man, Mike Rubin, a real
So
deal.
that's my offer, $100,000 for 50%.
Mike Rubin, a real deal.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I think that I could help you to revise your packaging, to do videos, to get word out there. So would you want a partner?
You know what, Lori?
I'll do that.
I'd love to be partners with you. Let's go.
Let's go.
This is about giving you an opportunity to fulfill your dreams. I'd wake up really happy if I saw you with the perseverance you have. You've been going after this for 15 years. Nothing would make me happier. I think you may feel
And
the
I
same way
agree.
about
I
you
feel the
killing
same
it.
way.
Thank you.
Like 2 of us combined,
Yeah.
I think
Do
we
the
can really do
deal.
something special for you.
And by the way, if it doesn't work, this is one thing I know, you'll find the next thing that you'll be really successful for.
Yep.
And that's why I'm excited about investing in you.
Sure, absolutely.
What do you want to do, Nikki?
Deal, easy money.
Would you guys be comfortable with 40%?
To my partner,
I like it though. You gotta offer a counter.
my partner speaking on my behalf, we'd be thrilled to be your partner, to take 40%, to give you $100,000 and to help you realize your dreams.
So, Nikki,
Yes.
you applied how many times to Shark Tank?
15.
And how does it feel to say yes?
Shake my hand.
Let's go.
Shake my hand.
Hey, that's crazy. Applied 15 times and just got on season what? 19 is this? You talking about persistence, man. I love her attitude. I love her resiliency. And I think, man, I guess the other thing, rule number one of business, always make a counter offer. Now, again, 50%, which was already crazy. And I think she's going to do an amazing. She's in amazing hands with Mike Rubin. I'm starting to like Mike Rubin a lot. And I already liked him, but it seems like, man, he has a great attitude as far as just kind of believing in people, giving people opportunity, but also giving them feedback and advice, just kind of on their situation overall. But I love the fact that she countered 40% for $100,000. Hey, man, even if you didn't have a deal, always counter. And if they say no, they say no, but at least counter. Do not just take the first thing. That's one of the things, business 101, at least in my book. So I'm glad that she got a deal. Let's check out the website. She says she has a patent on this thing. Let's see if she's plastering it out on a website. I know Lori talked about the packaging on it. I mean, I would also like to kind of revise or redo the actual. I don't necessarily love the logo. I mean, again, and I get it. And I'm saying that because and as an attorney, an IP attorney, I think the product is going to make the logo. But I think the logo just can kind of be redone to just give a little bit more oomph to it. But anyway, it doesn't seem like she has a trademark on the logo. I mean, she's definitely using it as a trademark term, so I would at least put TM under it. But it doesn't seem like she's has it registered. So I would definitely advise her to put the TM under it just to let people know that she's using it as a trademark term. I think what Mike Rubin is going to do as far as kind of breaking it up and giving it to the NBA players to get shares and have some equity in it and be vested in it. I think that's going to be amazing. And I think that's going to, man, just creativity that you could tell he's been around the block just with the creativity that he has done. That he does with these deals. You can tell that he's been around the block. So this is the bottom where you typically, at the bottom of the website where you typically see whether or not you have a patent on things. And you're not seeing it. She says she has a patent on it. And I would typically like to see not only the fact that you have a patent plaster, but actually the patent number so that people can look it up and see, okay, she's legit and she has it protected. And I would imagine that it's going to let people know that you're going to enforce it need be. That's interesting. She only has like an IG page. I would definitely get like a Facebook and Twitter and things like that. I think that would go a long way. Maybe even a TikTok for this one. But I'm sure that Lori and Mike is going to get her together. But yeah, I would like to see that you have the pan plastered at the bottom of this thing. Let's see if it's maybe on a different thing. This looks like the home channel. But she's doing everything by herself. So, man, kudos for her. Doing everything by herself. 3 jobs just to pay for the patent. Applied to Shark Tank 19 times. That's crazy. And just got it this time around. So kudos for her for getting the deal. And I love to hear. So what you guys think? Man, that was an interesting one. Now, like you said, I'm not sure so much about the product. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I think the product seems like Mark said it's a good product, and it worked, which is always what you want to work. You want it to be effective, which is one of my 3 things. You want it to be effective. In other words, you want it to work. The simplicity of it seems like it's pretty simple now to market. Mark seems to think that it's a lot of stuff going around as far as I would imagine that it's a lot of performance devices, products for enhancing your rotation on a ball. To the extent it works and they can get kind of this influencer to kind of blast it out, I think that will go a long way for her. And hopefully Dick's and some of these other kind of sporting retailers come back around and order the products. But man, kudos to her. Never give up. Again, she doesn't have to make millions of dollars. If she can make $300, $400, $500, again, take care of her family. ET talks about what's your why. It seems like her why is carrying her through up until this point in time, which allowed her to kind of do all the things that she's done. So kudos for her. What do you guys think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I think she's the real deal. She's amazing. I'm going to try to get her on this platform and try to help her out in terms of getting it to the masses. But it seems like she's the real deal, and I'm glad that she got a deal. Let me know if you have one of these products. Let me know what you think about it. Leave that in the comment section. It was good to go through another week of Shark Tank pitches. Until next time,